Oh, this is the reason why Dean sent me a text message.
Like, Hassan in the past would be able to flex on these people so hard and bring over like Dean and everybody else. Remember, this guy had to jump on a TikTok live at night to try to pull him into his orbit. He just has so little influence now. Like, all of the Twitch streamers have kind of like moved outside of like any kind of political stuff. That's why you saw like a month ago Hassan was saying, I can't believe nobody's talking about Palestine, you guys are all cowards. It's because he wants people to come back into the more polysphere area where you can have more influence.
The reason why Dean sent me a text message this morning. Dean Withers hints that he will likely not be doing Charlie Kirk debate prep with Hassan anymore. Thanks for sending me the resource on Hassan. I appreciate it. I probably won't end up making it out there for a handful of reasons, including the resource shared by y'all. Oh no. No, I don't think that that's what's going to happen, but I don't think that this is going.
Ludwig said he wouldn't cover like political stuff on Twitch anymore. OTK is not like, there's no centralized thing. Yeah, he just has like no influence. And then Asmongold is just lapping the of him so hard. Asmongold technically got it quote unquote exposed for having like what, 15-20,000 view bots, and he still is like 1.5 or 2x Hassan's viewership.
Going to be
oh, and then Hassan can't make any ends on the WL crowd. He like desperately wants to get in on the WL crowd, and he can't because he's just too old. As much as he wants to be cool and have a good hairline and all that, he's like getting his age is hard.
Yeah, a reason why Dean and I don't collab. No, everybody calm down. Everybody.
Oh yeah, and then being blocked from collabs because of the AT&T and because of the money for the whole Dan crusade against Twitch and the anti-Semite losing the sponsors. He's probably also taking a big like monthly earnings hit as well. Yeah, it's just a lot of.
Everybody calm down.
It's a lot of bad stuff I think happening. It's a lot of bad stuff I think with like no upside. Is probably the scary thing.
Everybody calm down. This is not...
Or I shouldn't say upside, with no like end in sight. Like, how do you go up from here?
No, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. This is not... Hutch was bragging about this post, Lamau. First of all...
Like, listen, I love Hutch. I'm not knocking him at all or anything. But like, if it's gotten to the point to where Hassan is like regularly bringing up Hutch and stuff, and like other the content creators that previously he would never even mention before, it's probably with him a lot.
Well, where do I begin? We will most likely still do this collaboration, but it is pretty funny to think that like this is a major setback. Like even if this collab didn't happen, a major setback has taken place.
You just pop another Zen? Is that what that is? Oh God, what was it? Was that one picture real or was that a meme? Was it in the iDubbbz video with like the 20 stacked Zins or whatever cases, the old things?
A major setback has taken place. Hassan doesn't like D&D, Will plays all the time. I'm not the best at D&D. He's still collaborating with Hassan, knowing he's a apologist who's also engaged in revenge.
Wait, what was it? Sorry.
Hassan doesn't like D&D, Will plays all the time. I'm not the best at D&D.
Oh, remember the game with Hassan, Dan, who else was in it? Tabor and Trihex, maybe?
Dean's still collaborating with Hassan, knowing he's a apologist who's also engaged in revenge porn is so funny.
He's so mad.
Thanks for sending me the resource on Hassan. I appreciate it. Probably won't end up making it out there for a handful of reasons, including the resources shared by y'all.
Oh no. Oh,
Dude, chill. No, I'm tired of Hassan being nice to these people. No, I think everyone needs to calm down. He's young. He's got, you know, he's learning the space.
Just at the moment. He lost all of his allies on Twitch. He doesn't have any mainstream appeal. Democrat Party probably doesn't want to work with him. He's got a bunch of connections with journalists and his PR agency, but it's probably not making as much of a splash as he wants. And he's just politically toxic, and he's cut off his ability to grow. So I imagine he probably is feeling a lot of pressure.
Nor LA. I have no involvement with her dog nor her. Me and Sakura broke up.
These moments come for every figure who lives by the audience, who eats from the hand of applause and drinks from the stream of attention. And yet, when they arrive, they feel singular, unprecedented, a kind of exile without map or compass. In one such moment, a familiar voice observed Hasanabi, once buoyed by sponsors, allies, and a loyal community, now facing distance from collaborators, suspicion from sponsors, and the cold weight of being too toxic for institutions to touch. What was once a fortress of influence now looked like a brittle shell, fragile against the storms of corporate caution and shifting allegiances. Destiny, reflecting on this, did not simply narrate a fall. He spoke to something older, something that haunts all who depend on audience and sponsorship, the truth that power built on applause is never safe. At the center of this moment lies the image of a man realizing that collaborators will not stand beside him. One figure in particular, once close, now drew back. The reason was not personal betrayal in the intimate sense, but recognition that proximity carried risk. In an age where brands hold the purse strings of influence, where corporate sponsorship underwrites the gatherings of streamers, a single association can poison opportunities. The refusal was couched in politeness, but its meaning was plain. The risk outweighed the bond. And here is where isolation begins. For what is the worth of community in the streaming age if each ally can be pried loose by the invisible hand of sponsorship? What meaning has friendship when it bends under the weight of liability? Destiny recognized this as a turning point. Not a final exile, perhaps, but the beginning of something heavy, something that would press down on Hassan with a force not easily lifted. Beneath the distancing lies another ache, the hunger to belong to the circles of youth and relevance. The WL crowd, streamers younger, flashier, more attuned to the rhythms of the moment, remain elusive. The desire to enter that orbit, to share in their energy, is met with the barrier of age, of style, of cultural distance. Here the stage betrays the performer. To watch from the outside is to feel the sting of decline, the truth that the body ages even as the stream rolls endlessly on. Hairlines recede, references dull, the freshness of youth hardens into the weight of middle age. Yet the platform does not care. The platform rewards novelty, charisma, the new. And so the hunger becomes sharper, the exclusion more painful. Destiny, himself no stranger to these currents, saw the desperation not as comedy, but as inevitability. The internet rewards youth, and those who built early empires soon find themselves cast as relics, struggling to laugh along with jokes no longer written for them. The real blow, though, comes not from youth culture, but from the retreat of sponsors. Corporations are not built for risk. They do not prize controversy but avoid it, scanning each potential partner for signs of scandal, toxicity, or liability. For Hassan, once a valuable asset to campaigns and brands alike, the tide shifted. His controversies, his unfiltered language, his political fights, all became reasons to exclude him from the safe glow of sponsored events. His friends, relying on those same sponsors, were quietly told to leave him behind. Invitations dried up. Opportunities vanished. This is the cruelest form of isolation because it is not delivered openly. No friend says, "I abandon you." Instead, silence descends. The call never comes. The event proceeds without him. The group chat grows quieter. And slowly, the exile becomes real. What does it mean to be toxic? In politics, the label carries weight beyond mere insult. It marks someone as untouchable, too controversial for mainstream embrace, too messy for corporate partnership. In the streaming world, toxicity means exclusion from collaboration, invisibility in events, reduction of opportunities. Destiny framed Hassan's current state in these terms. He is cut off, not by formal decree, but by the informal consensus of sponsors and peers who have decided he brings more risk than reward. In political spaces, he may still hold influence among audiences, but without the institutional support, without the ecosystem of collaborations, his reach narrows. And this narrowing feeds on itself. The more isolated he becomes, the fewer chances he has to rebuild bridges, the more he must lean on his existing audience. The doom loop tightens. Audience capture, that phrase Destiny often returns to, hovers here like a ghost. For when sponsors retreat, when collaborators fall silent, what remains but the crowd? And yet the crowd itself is a trap. To feed them alone, without the balance of outside voices, is to become more dependent, more radicalized, more extreme. Hassan, once straddling the space between mainstream respectability and online radicalism, now risks falling wholly into the latter. Without sponsors, without collaborators, he is left with only his chat, his subscribers, his audience. They demand purity, they reward outrage, they punish deviation. And so the prison closes around him. Destiny recognized the pattern. He has seen it before. He knows that when the performer relies only on the audience, when corporate backing is gone, when peers retreat, the words become sharper, the stakes higher, the isolation unbearable. Exile is not merely the absence of company. It is the awareness that once you were inside, and now you are out. Once you were invited, and now you are excluded. Once you laugh with peers, and now you scroll alone. Hassan feels this, Destiny suggests, in the smallest signs, the reliance on figures he once dismissed, the sudden references to creators previously beneath notice, the hints of desperation in reaching for connections that no longer flow freely. These are the markers of exile, the ways isolation manifests not in silence, but in subtle shifts of tone and reference. And behind it all, the question lingers: how does one climb back? What road returns from exile when sponsors have branded you too risky, when peers have closed their doors, when your audience demands you remain exactly as you are? The tragedy of this theater is that it rewards the very behavior that ensures downfall. Outrage brings viewers, controversy brings subscribers, radical purity energizes the base. Yet each of these poisons the well of collaboration. Each closes the door of sponsorship. Each isolates the performer further. The stage demands blood, but it never warns the actor that the blood will one day be his own. Destiny, watching, does not gloat. There is no triumph here. There is recognition, perhaps even pity. He knows the cost of living by audience alone, knows the loneliness that comes when allies fall away, knows the crushing silence when corporate sponsors erase your name from the list. To watch Hassan in this moment is to see the fragility of influence in the streaming age. All the followers, all the subs, all the energy of the chat cannot shield against the retreat of sponsors, the caution of peers, the passage of time. Audience is a fortress made of sand, and when the tide turns, the walls collapse.